I am in the center of the ancient Salamis Ruins. Once the capital of ancient Cyprus, now it stands silent on the coast of Famagusta. This was one of the most powerful cities in the ancient world. This was where the kings ruled, the gladiators fought, and merchants traded from all around the Middle East and Europe. Let's explore. There's a number of maps that are actually mounted all around the site, so you can't get lost. This one's at the entrance, and it shows the points of interest that you might be after when walking through the Salamis Ruins. It's a big place. As you're traveling through the Salamis Ruins, have a look on the mosaics. You can actually see writing from the times of old. This writing looks Roman to me, but I'm not an expert. Who actually inhabited Salamis? That's a great question. If you ask the Greeks, it was the Greeks all the time. But according to some other historians, they say that yes, the Salamis area was founded around 1100 BC by settlers from mainland Greece. But over time, it was used and strengthened and morphed into what it is today, or what it actually isn't today because it's ruins, or what it became at the height of the Salamis city by the Romans and other empires that ruled in the area. Who knows? All we know today is that it's ruins, and we are here to learn from it and see what we can take away into life today. At the entrance, you'll see this amazing sign here that talks about how the ruins were unearthed. So the British administration were always hesitant to come into this area and have a look and see what was here. They knew that there was something here, but they stayed away. It wasn't until the 1950s that Max Richter came here and led a team in order to start unearthing some of the ruins that were here. And then in subsequent years, the other ruins were also dug up. So this area was always under a mound of dirt, sand, and forestation. Can you imagine who has walked over these stones that lead into the ancient Salamis city? Unbelievable. There would have been kings and queens on carts dragged in by horses, maybe mules, maybe camels even, different types of animals. Who knows, maybe elephants had come through this area, and they all came through into the ancient Salamis city, passing these pillars, over these stones, and into the main area that lies in front of us. If only these pillars can talk, I wonder what stories they will tell us. Right behind me, you've got the sea. Yes, that's right. That's the Mediterranean Sea in the background, and the Salamis Ruins are right here on the coast, looking out to the blue seas of the Mediterranean. Here are the baths where the past empires and the distinguished people of those past empires would sit around in, bathe in luxury, talk politics, and maybe world domination. Right here, right behind me. That happened thousands of years ago. Today, just ruins. That could be a good reminder to everybody thinking that they're going to rule the world. In the end, nothing remains but stone and dust. As morbid as that sounds, that's the truth. As you adventure through the Salamis Ruins, it's really important to sit down and relax under the shade because it's super hot. What better way to relax with a Turkish coffee? I am having my Turkish coffee here in the ruins of Salamis. There's a slight breeze as well here because the beach, the Mediterranean Sea, is probably a few hundred meters away behind us, whereas the ruins are right in front of me and I can see them from where I am. But I'm taking a quick breather because you know what? For some reason it's hotter in the ruins, and it's important to get out of the sun even though you're wearing a hat and your glasses. It's super hot. Got some tourists behind us, quite busy, a few buses here as well today, but I am my own tour guide. Şerefe. I am walking to the arena where thousands of years ago all the events used to take place. Whether they were bloodthirsty, whether they were poetic or harmonious in nature, that's where all the action happened, here at the arena at Salamis. I have a many thousand-year-old structure in front of me, which is fascinating. Have a look at this. A true step back in time. Imagine this place packed with thousands of people cheering for their gladiators. The acoustics would have been incredible. You can just stand up here and look out, close your eyes and think about what once was right here. There would have been battles here on the ground. I'd say there would have been also other types of sports, possibly singing of some sort, all types of activities that would have included fighting, maybe some form of jousting on chariots, maybe even fighting with wild animals. Who knows? I'm not the historian, but all you need to do is look at this stage area and cast your mind back and maybe think about what you've seen in gladiators. This could have been wild. It could be as wild as your imagination is, and at the same time, maybe under a different empire, it could have been something more subtle. There could have been singing, there could have been poetry, there could have been public displays of something. I don't know, public announcements, you name it. This would have been the entertainment. Maybe this was the YouTube of the yesteryears. Well, here I am again, extracting all the positive energy from the former stones that were once highlights of this area. I travel the world and extract the energy to take with me on my journey to wherever I go next. If only these stones can talk. As I make my way around this Colosseum, you can see areas that have been restored. So the area I'm standing on now, if I come down low, these are new stones. These have been restored. If I look behind me, I'll come around this way. These are the original stones that probably were laid here once upon a time. But it's also worth noting that the Romans rebuilt this place a number of times because earthquakes had struck the area over the years and destroyed a lot of the structures. So what you see behind me may or may not be the original stones from when Salamis was first founded. It's fascinating how quiet this place is today. For maybe thousands of years, this would have been the place to be for the inhabitants of the area. Today, all you hear is the slight hum of the wind. You might see the odd little animal walking past you like a little lizard, but that's about it. The arena has now fallen silent. I've got a true appreciation for this type of architecture and these types of ruins of what we call them today. These buildings and these structures have stood the test of time. So this mosaic here alone, this building here alone, has survived nearly 2,000 years, maybe more, who knows. It shows how advanced and artistic some of the previous civilizations were. You don't really see designs like this anymore, and sometimes I think to myself, will some of the buildings and structures we build today, will they be around in 2,000 years? Or will they just be dust? And that's all. That's where I had my coffee before. That's where you enter from. That's the entrance into the Salamis Ruins. You come through there, you're in the arena area where I am now, and over there, make sure you stop and have your Turkish coffee and a glass of water at least to keep you going, because this sun is pretty brutal here in Cyprus it's not forgiving. Alrighty, on this side right behind me, that's where the entrance is, and apparently there was even a fish market there. So they would go out fishing in the sea, not far away, and they'd come here and sell their fish. This is fascinating. I'm here for my snapper at the fish market, but I can't find anybody here. Where are all the vendors gone? Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and try again. Believe it or not, this was a water reservoir. I can't really figure out how it all worked, but right behind me was where all the water was, and it was distributed to all the inhabitants of this town. Nothing but stone today. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what has my visit to the Salamis Ruins taught me? What have I taken away from today's visit? Well, the key takeaway is that nothing is forever. So no matter where you are in life, with your status and whatever you've achieved, at the end we become nothing. Like this, once upon a time was a Roman bath, nothing here now. Behind me, the fish market, the ruins, nothing left, unfortunately. Everything turns to dust. So where am I going with this conversation? Well, all I'm saying is enjoy your life, get out there, eat, drink, be merry, be nice to people, because in the end, there really is nothing, and this is a reminder of that. So if you want a reality check, maybe come to the Salamis Ruins and have a look for yourself. But on that note, without being too philosophical, I had a great time here today. Here at the Salamis Ruins, it's hot, so I'll be ending my journey of the Salamis Ruins today. I am going to go take cover, get something to eat because it's lunchtime. Best visit here in the morning, or else you'll be super hot, regardless of what time of the year you come here. Anyhow, from the Salamis Ruins, a big adios from your friend, the Hausmeister, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.